Alright guys, we're here at the Ruck for the summer extreme homebrew competition. So let's get to judging. Alright, so we just got the assignments. I'll be judging Call the Wild and Belgo-Americano.
What does that mean?
The sheet, how to judge beer.
No, like the lead.
The BJCP, instructions, how to fill out the score sheet. And then here's the actual guide on the categories, because they don't go by BJCP style for this homebrew contest. They make up their own, which I kind of prefer actually. It makes it hard to rate though, because you don't have any frame of reference. And then here is the feedback, but we'll get to BJCP sheets in a minute. Alright, we're about to get started on the first round. There's our table. We only have 4 this time, which is nice because last time I had like 8 in the winter. Here's a BJCP score sheet for each beer. Here's the description of each from the homebrewer about their beer. I'll be tweeting and Facebooking throughout the whole event. So let's get started. Alright, we just finished up the first round. Just waiting on the other people to finish up theirs. Alright, I don't know if we're taking a break or just going straight into the next round.
We're taking a 15-minute break.
Okay.
Belgian yeast strain. This is the whole point of the category. You see that recipe sheet does not describe a Belgian yeast strain. It's a DQ. Score it out, but it's a DQ. If you guys see one on the stack, bring it to my attention so I can make sure that it's presented in the score. Our lawnmower category has some cool entries to that. I think it should be solid as a whole, just based on the fact that this was our easy category that we had in the competition, meaning a lot of people already had a beer like that in stock in the brew cycle coming through. This has got a lot of good solid entries. Really simple. Comes down to a lot of drinkability, so make sure you're judging that. Lawnmower though, this is supposed to be a highly sessionable beer, so it has to have an ABV of 4% or less. So if the ABV calculates to be above 4%, that is an automatic DQ without a doubt. It doesn't matter. Like, this is one of the things that we are really sticking by in this category. It's clearly spelled out in this. Must be thirst quenching. If you guys get a beer that's really astringent or has any off-putting flavors that don't make it highly drinkable, that's going to negatively affect the score. So keep that in the back of your mind. This is a lawnmower beer. This is something you're going to be drinking on a hot day. If it's not thirst quenching, that should have a big effect in the back of your head and how you judge that beer. Other must not taste like water gas high filters. So you know we're taking a chance out with that. We want to see good beers that are coming in under 4%. And Party-Gyle guys, this is kind of a unique category that we're doing for the first time. This only had 5 total entries, and you had to enter 2 beers per entry, so there's 10 bottles total. This is going to be a bit more challenging for the guys judging that. For the Party-Gyle, we're starting off with the bigger mash, producing a beer. We're taking that same grain bed and making another beer off of that. So you guys will see that reflected in the beers. Normally on the tasting sheets, I had you guys going from left to right. Those of you judging the Party-Gyle are going to be going up, down, up, down, up, down. So you can see the beers paired up. Big beer on the top row, small beer on the bottom row. So you kind of judge them accordingly as well. Now when the Party-Gyle category carries through into Best of Show, we're going to take in the beer that scores the highest in that category, whether it's the big or the small. It doesn't matter, but the highest one will be going on to Best of Show. This is going to clarify that moving forward. Does anybody have any other questions regarding the categories coming up?
Alright, we're getting ready to start the third round. Well, it's the second half of the second round. It's about 3 o'clock. Got 4 more to go, so it should be just another half hour or so.
As all of you guys know who are competitors and judges, and I'm sure many of you are starting to hear more of it as family and friends, we started putting on this competition just to offer something different within the region for very passionate about craft beer, we really enjoy those things that are non-conventional. So when it came to creating a homebrewing competition, we wanted to be non-conventional. Now, the kind of competition we're running, you don't just have your standard homebrew styles. So as part of that going on, you'll see that we're really challenging our brewers, getting them outside their comfort zones. We're also challenging our judges too, because we're really working their palates over quite a bit from category to category. So special thanks to the judges for coming on in and giving us a really good show yesterday. What we're trying to accomplish with this category was doing a Belgian-inspired hoppier beer. So one of the requirements that we had in this category is you had to use a Belgian yeast strain, and you could not. You had to use American hop varietals. You could not use any of the European hop varietals. So we got a lot of really awesome entries in this category. This is one of our most participated in categories. So this was a lot of fun to be a part of the judging on that. So just to get down to the results. The Belgo-Americano in 8th place, we had the Alcoholics. They're Belge Japan, or Belge IPA. I don't know how you really want to pronounce that. 7th place, we had Jagged Bear with the Hoppy Dragon. In 6th place, we had Brasserie de l'Evesque, the Hoppy Pirate. 5th place, we had Hot Bottom Brewers with the BPA. 4th place, we had Broken Shovel Brewing with Esther's Bag. 3rd place, we had the Funkaholics with Monk Saliva. 2nd place, we had Triad Brewing with Belgian Hop Blast. And 1st place, we had Baby Cakes Brewing with Bachelor of Amalgamation. We have represented for Baby Cakes today. Our next category, category B, was Call of the Wild Ale. This is a pretty cool category in which we are requiring brewers to use Brettanomyces, or doing all natural fermentation, propagating native yeast. Kind of challenging you guys to do something a little bit different rather than just going to the homebrew store and take on your typical yeast categories and use those in your fermentations. This is a category that's certainly not without risk, especially when it comes to wild fermentations and different inoculations that could have been present. Again, you can get some really fantastic beers. At the same time, too, you can get some really funky ones. So that was part of the fun of judging this, the challenge. So in 4th place, we had the Alcoholics with Mr. Brett McSour. In 3rd place, we had Triad Brewing with their Session Saison. In 2nd place, we had Brasserie de l'Evesque with the Wildberry Wheat. And in 1st place, we had the Funkaholics with their Sweaty Breading. Funkaholics! Category C, King Lear, the Fool's Gruit. Now as a Gruit, these beers could utilize honey or other fermentables in the beer, but you still had to have a minimum of 50% grain in your mash. And you had to use different botanicals and herbs to season your beer. You had to have a minimum of 3 of those. We offered bonus points in kind of like a step configuration based on how many botanicals that you picked yourself from the wild or from your own beer gardens and whatnot. So that was a unique challenge to this category. And again, being a Gruit, no hops were allowed in these beers. So we had some pretty awesome flavors coming through in the different beers we tried. This was a lot of fun to go through the judging with yesterday. So getting into the King Lear, 5th place we had the Funkaholics with their 701 Gruit. In 4th place we had Alcoholics with their Juniper Gruit IPA. In 3rd place we had Brasserie de l'Evesque with their We Gruit, We Brew It. In 2nd place we had Triad Brewing with their Herb Garden. And in 1st place we had Baby Cakes Brewing with the Bitter Buzz. Guys, category D, which is one of our very heavily participating categories, is our Lawnmower category. This beer has to be extremely sessionable and thirst quenching at under 4% ABV, which is kind of fun to push you guys as homebrewers. I know a lot of you guys really enjoy making bigger beers, and this is the complete opposite. It had to be refreshing, it had to be very drinkable, and it has to be a lower alcohol. So coming through on that, 7th place we have Brasserie de l'Evesque with their Troy-built Hudson Valley Hop Session Ale. In 6th place we had Not Sure, the Creme de la Lawnmower In 5th place, we had MCP with Not a Happy Face. If you guys checked out Mike, he's kind of got a funny story about that one, that beer name. 4th place, we had the Funkaholics with Rensselaer's Best Session. In 3rd place, we had Broken Shovel Brewing with Keep Off the Grass. In 2nd place, we had Triad Brewing with the Troyville. And in 1st place, we had the Alcoholics with Raspberries and Cream. This competition round, we did a Party-Gyle category, and if you don't know what a Party-Gyle is, it's where you do your brew at a higher gravity with a denser mash. Process that first beer, you make it a bigger beer, and you take that grain bed that you still have left, and you do a second beer off that same grain bed with alternate. Then you get a smaller beer from that. So in this category, everybody who entered this category had to come up with 2 beers for the category, both the big and the small. Now when we judged these, we judged each beer individually, and then we took them and we added them up and then ranked teams. So I'll give you guys the rankings that we originally had with each individual beer, and then the team rankings as well. Again, quite a challenging category to pull through, and this is the one that we really wanted to put out there and see what you guys could accomplish. Alright, so this beers went 8th place, we had Brasserie de la Best, Jack Reacher, Black Coffee Ale. 7th place, we had Triad Brewing with the Party-Gyle Small. 6th place, we had Alcoholics with their Honeybee Amber. 5th place, the Funkaholics had their Stone 10-10-10 clone. In 4th place, we had Brasserie de la Best with their Fabergé Russian Imperial Stout. 3rd place was Triad Brewing with their Party-Gyle Big. 2nd place, the Funkaholics with their Berliner Parmigiano. Yes, I said Parmigiano. And yes, I don't know if you guys brought some of that to share today, but it was pretty interesting. And in 1st place, we had the Alcoholics with their Queen Bee Barley Wine. Now, getting into the combined scores, the Party-Gyle. In 4th place, we had Brasserie de la Best. 3rd place, we had Triad Brewing. 2nd place, we had the Funkaholics. And in 1st place, we had the Alcoholics. And the last category we had, guys, was our Cheapo category. Kind of going along with the summer where you guys are brewing lighter beers, we decided to throw a wrench into that and make you guys brew beer as cheaply as possible. So we had kind of like a point scale where going from the median price of beer brew per bottle, if you were below that cost, you got more points added. If you were higher than that cost, we subtracted these. So this is kind of forcing you guys to brew something that was not only tasty, but on a serious budget. So yeah, the lowest price that we had in there was 13 cents per bottle. And the highest price that we had in there was 48 cents per bottle. So still coming in at considerably good numbers. You guys did some pretty thrifty things to make that happen. So in 4th place we had the Alcoholics with their Key Lime Ale. In 3rd place we had the Funkaholics with Rensselaer's Best. In 2nd place we had Brasserie de la Best with their Stingberry Wheat. And in 1st place we had Triad Brewing with their Frugal Foam. Congratulations, guys. Alright, so for best of show in 6th place we had Triad Brewing with their Frugal Foam. In 5th place we had the Alcoholics with Raspberries and Cream. In 4th place we had the Funkaholics with their Sweaty Ready. In 3rd place we had Baby Cakes with the Bitter Buzz. In 2nd place we had Baby Cakes with their Bachelor of Amalgamation. And in 1st place we had the Alcoholics with their Queen Bee Barley Wine.